Abby from Make Life Your Runway, and I'm here with another project pan. I have, if you're counting, 3 that are collabs, 1 that is a rolling project pan, and then I have this one. But this one is very special to me. It's going to be my birthday project pan. So basically, if you've been following my channel for the last couple of years, you know that my birthday is the end of October, and during my birthday month, that is when I buy the biggest bulk of makeup and stuff ever. I just get in this mode where I'm like, it's my birthday month, I do what I want. So I thought that since I know that's going to happen, so August 1st is when this starts, and I'm going to go all the way to August 29th. That's almost, well, that's about 3 months. I'm going to try to use some products up, and even though I'll start buying stuff probably in October, I'll try to be good, but you know, what happens in October stays in October. I want to try to work through these products in this project just because I want to use everything in my collection. I want my stash to be functional. It's one of the biggest things that I stand for with my channel. That's why I have so many project pans going on, and I do my weekly makeup basket and all of that. I just want a functional stash of makeup. So if you want to see the products that I plan on panning as I lead up to my birthday, then just keep watching. Here we go. Alright, so you probably noticed in my last couple of videos, I'm like constantly playing with the lighting and the setup, just trying to get it right. I now have the camera in front of like 2 windows, like one's here and one's there, but it's evening, so there's still light, but it's not a lot of light, so I have like lights set up, one there, one here, or right behind me. So I'm just trying to get the setup right, and not hit the camera every few minutes. But anyways, I want to talk about something that is not in my project pan, which is on my cheeks, just because, I mean, it's pretty amazing. So this, like, the lights are probably washing it out a little bit, but this pigment is Maybelline. It's Maybelline Master Blush, and this is in 10. Some people have kind of spoken ill of this, or not really spoken about it at all, but it is so pigmented, and you can really build it up as well. So I'm just using this peach shade today, and that is what is on like the apples of my cheeks basically. I swiped it back a little bit, but it's mostly on the apples of my cheeks. I'm not using this highlight, but I feel like more people should get this and use it and love it. It's only $10, and you get 4 things. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that, because when I put it on, and every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, ooh, okay, I see you, I see you. Okay, anyways, let's just dive in to the point of this video. But I'm glad you guys are still watching. Okay, I'm looking at the products over here, so that's why I keep looking over, and it's ambitious. It's very ambitious. But I kind of have in mind what I want to buy during my my birthday month. I want a new foundation. I'm not sure which one. I just know I want a new one, but I try not to have more than 4 foundations at one time. So I'm going to pan a foundation, and so this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint, and this one is in 40 Nude. I really like this. It's very hit or miss here on YouTube, but it works flawlessly for my face. This I like, and I don't really want to pan it, but it's the oldest out of all of my foundations. I've been very good this year about panning foundations, so all the ones I own are about, I don't know, 3 months old. This one's probably 4 months, so they're all about the same time, but because this one is a little bit older, and with the applicator being kind of unsanitary, with it being like the wand, like the Clinique one, I'm just going to go ahead and pan this one. It saddens me a little bit, but you can see like there's a little bit of like holes in it. I don't know how much is in here. I just know it takes a lot to apply it. Like I'll take the wand and put it all over my face, and then take a beauty blender and press it into my skin. I absolutely love this foundation. I know some of the complaints with it are the darker shades kind of break up and they don't apply well on the skin. So maybe it is just the lighter colors that are good. I don't know, but this is the one I'm going to pan because I do want to buy another foundation soon. I want it to be a high-end. I try to keep always a high-end foundation and then 2 or 3 drugstore foundations. Mostly it's for variety, but also drugstore foundations really irritate my skin if I wear them every single day. Like for example, let's just go on tangents this video. Let's just chat. For example, I am panning this L'Oreal Infallible in another project pan. 2 of my project pans will end at the end of August, so then I'll just be down to a couple. But I love this foundation when I'm wearing it just a few days a week, but you can probably see there's like a breakout on my chin, and there were some over here. I don't break out unless a product's irritating me, and using this every day is really irritating my skin. So drugstore is okay here and there, but when it comes to using it every day, they all irritate my skin. There isn't one that doesn't. But still, it always worries me when I put one in a drugstore foundation in a project pan, but I want to work through them. I don't want them to go to waste, so I will just continue to do it, and I will continue to not buy very many drugstore foundations and just try to keep kind of a balance of a couple high-end, a couple drugstore, because I do like to have things that are at every price point. Drugstore is obviously more budget friendly for all of us, including me, but I think if you splurge on 1 or 2 high-end products every few months, or once or twice a year, I was going to say once a month, maybe not that often, but a couple times a year you can splurge on high-end stuff, and over time you'll get a collection of nicer high-end products. That's most how I've gotten my collection. Like I bought the this is the Peter Thomas Roth 24 karat. This is like $45, but I had a gift card for my birthday, and so I don't know, like I only in that time period bought this. That was so expensive. So, you know, it all like budgets out. Like you can, instead of going to the drugstore a couple of times throughout the month, just put all that money towards one big purchase to get a higher end thing, and then you're good to go. That was a really long explanation of me panning this. But I also want another high-end concealer. I have one drugstore concealer, another one that I'm about to show you, and then just a sample size of the NARS. Urban Decay concealer is my all-time favorite, but I want to try something different, so I don't really know what I'm going to get. So if you have suggestions for high-end foundation or concealer, just leave them down below. I have very dry skin, so I like things that have like a luminosity to them, so just keep that in mind. Or just not matte. Maybe it's more like a natural finish, just not matte. So here's the concealer I'm going to pan. This is the Age Rewind by Maybelline. This is the brightening one. I really like this, and it's a little bit more than half in here. I don't think it'll be a problem for me to use this up in 3 months. Right now I have a little bit of more color on my skin than I typically will. Like I'm just going to keep getting whiter throughout the skin year because it gets really cold where I live, and it starts getting dark really early, and I don't self-tan. So I want to use this up while I have a little bit of color, and then I can get something else. And I probably should have mentioned before the foundation, I do have a primer, a face primer, which is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer and Hydrating. I actually bought this last year for my birthday, so it's approaching a year old, and it does say 12 months. I would say it feels like there's a lot, but it's probably halfway full. This is kind of like a lotion consistency. I really like this, and I do want to get another higher end foundation primer in the month. Like I'm already, you know, already making my list. My shopping carts on Ulta and Sephora are like building up. But I do really like this, and if it wasn't close to the year point, I would use it and not pan it. I don't want it to go bad, and I want to get lots of love out of it. So this is gonna go in as well. It's a lot of face products, because as you can tell, I want to buy a lot of face products. I'm good on blush and bronzers. Like, I'm okay. Like, if one really catches my eye, maybe. But it's nothing that I need in my collection. I already have so many, and I feel like if I bought any more, I would have to declutter. So, I'm saying it now. We'll see what happens in October, but that's why it's mostly just face products that I want to work through. To set all of that, I'm going to add in, this is the number 7 Perfect Light Loose Powder, and it's translucent. It has about 1/3 used up, so I don't know if it's realistic to use up all of it, but I am using a pressed powder in one of my project pans and it's almost gone. So I really want to challenge myself to use a loose powder all over my face and see how that goes. A pressed powder is number one on my list for things to get in October. I want it to be a higher end one. I rotate. I go through a drugstore one. I only buy one pressed powder at a time and I work through it. So they last me about 4 months. So I like to do drugstore, high-end, drugstore, high-end. So I did It Cosmetics, used it up. I'm almost done with the Maybelline Fit Me, so I want to go back to a higher end one. I'm looking at the Cover FX one. I don't know. There's just a couple I've been eyeing, so let me know also if you have anything in mind for a pressed powder. But 3 months, I feel like I can use this up. I use the Laura Mercier powder pretty easily, and I have panned other loose powders in the past. So I think if I just use it every day, then I will get through it in about 3 months. And then the final face product, this is one that I don't even expect to hit pan on, but I've had it in my collection for about 8 months and I've used it twice. So it's more of something that I want to see. Is it something? Is it something? How many times did I say something? But anyways, is this a product I want to keep in my collection or pass along? But I don't want to just get rid of it. I really want to use it and enjoy it and see how I feel about it. And so this is the Wet n Wild contouring palette. This one is Caramel Toffee. I do love my beloved Wet n Wild in Dulce de Leche. It's like so loved. I've talked about it recently in my use and abuse, and I did just hit pan on it. So the formula of these I know is good, at least with this one. My concern with this is mostly going to be the color. It is the darker one, but I really wanted it for the yellow color. And I think I can use this bronzer with a light hand. I don't know. We'll find out. But if after the 3 months I haven't even touched it or had a desire to touch it, then I'm going to pass it along to a friend. But if it's something I end up loving, then I'll just put it in my collection and make sure I actually rotate through it more than twice in 8 months. Alright, and then I have 2 mascaras. How do I say this? Mascaras I use for only 3 months, and I kind of got a big stash of mascaras at the beginning of this year. I almost said school year because I work in a school. In January, I just accumulated mascaras. I mean, I bought them all, but I don't know how I accumulated so much. So I want to make sure that I'm using them up through the year and that I don't have a mascara, even if it's unopened, sitting for a year. And I'm very good about keeping mascaras for 3, sometimes I push 4 months if I absolutely love it and it's not dried out. But, so I have 2. The first one is Mary Kay Lash Love, and I have used this before, probably a couple of years ago. I had friends selling Mary Kay, so I would hold parties and then I would get free stuff. And so this was one of the things I got back then. So I have used it and I know I love it. And I want to use it for a solid 3 months. And yeah, I got this as a Secret Santa gift last December. So yeah, been holding on for this. And you know, with Mary Kay, you don't know how long things have been sitting in people's homes, you know, as they're trying to sell it. So anyways, who knows how old it really is, but it's time to work through it. And then finally, I got from Sephora, I almost dropped it. From Sephora, I got like the mascara sampler that comes with a voucher to get a full size. So in it is Perversion by Urban Decay. I got this in Empties like 3 years ago, and I remember not liking it. And so I am much more advanced in my makeup application than I was then. Then I was just like kind of getting my feet wet, learning how it all works. So I'm wondering if I will like it now. But I pulled 2 because I know I like this one and I don't know if I'll like this one now, but I know I haven't liked it in the past. So 2 mascaras, a little bit pushing it, but I'm going to try to work through both of it. So that is my birthday project pan. So many items. I'm like a little bit nervous because of all the project pans I have on top of this. But like I said, 2 of them will end at the end of August, and then I'll really be able to focus on this one for almost 2 months. So another project pan. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. Stay around, thumbs up, comments. I love talking with all of you and building relationships and making connections and just talking about the makeup. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I almost went like this. Bye.